Hey, CMattDye here. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for checking out the video and welcome to Technical Tuesday. I'm going to get into the markets, what I'm looking for. Let's start with the total market cap just because that's what I usually always start with. Let me zoom in here. And this is kind of where we're at, right? In the larger count. So 1, 2, 3, looking for this to be a 4. And it could change into this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this becoming a 2. We still have about 6 to 13 months left of this global recession that we're in. You know, some people say that it's not a recession, it 100% is. And, you know, you can doctor numbers if you want, but it is what it is. You know, reality is always going to be reality, even if you don't accept it. But anyway, total market cap. I'm watching this right here, the way this has come down. I'm keeping an eye. I forgot to draw it on the charts, but around that 912, 920 level in the market cap, if it was to take that out. And then that very next resistance is 110 to 120. If price were to actually come up and take this out, it could get stronger. However, I think that this move here needs a partner. The only other option would be that maybe this would be the end of it, and then we could see massive weakness coming in. I don't foresee that. So that's why I'm thinking that this move needs a partner, and that would be an eventual support. What, you know, maybe it's a little lower, maybe it's at current levels, and then it'll come up here, and then we could see a little bit more of a sell-off. That could totally happen. So it's going to be an interesting rest of the week. You know, I'm taking off tomorrow morning to go spend time with some family, so I won't be around the charts for a week or whatever it might be. I haven't really determined when I'm coming back yet. But that's what I'm really watching for. Watching for something down here to transpire. I'm going to do most of my analysis on the Bitcoin chart because these two charts are pretty much the same. There's really no reason to do analysis on both of them. And plus, nobody trades the total market cap, or at least no one that I know of. So let's get into Bitcoin. Bitcoin looks exactly the same. If I zoom out here, let's zoom in, zoom out. Okay, and this is where we're at. So this is this leg that I think needs to have a partner leg. And this could be it here. However, I don't think it is. I think that this move here, this entire move, is one move. This would be an A, a B, and a C. This move here, I think, is an A. So I think the B hasn't been found yet, and it could be down here. Now, the B can definitely go past the A leg. That can be a thing, just because I see this as an A, a B, and this could be a C that we're working on. So this right here can be support. And I wanted to talk about this. Anywhere from 14,420 to 15,750 can be that support. I'm not trying to buy anything. I'm just giving my thoughts here. Anywhere above that 19,280, anywhere above that can actually start to move. That next resistance is going to be 24,000 to 25,300, somewhere up there. So if it was to break that 19,280, then that's what I would start looking for. If this move here is decent, then we could get a further move up. And I say that because I was, you know, looking at Ethereum, it kind of gives that vibe that it does want to go up a little bit. And Ethereum and Bitcoin definitely don't have to correlate 100%, which they're not 100% correlation. But usually if one thing does something, the other ones follow it. You have, I guess, like a leader in a military march would be a good example. What they do, everyone else mimics because that's what they're supposed to do. So crypto is similar to that. If one thing moves, the others tend to follow it somewhat. Not exactly, but somewhat. So that's really what I'm looking for right now is, can this actually be support? Well, what would it look like if it was? If it was actual support, you would see 16,400 break, 16,900. You would see those two levels break to the upside. And then it can start working on that 19,280. So right now, price is at 15,995. So it's below 16,000. So if it does actually start to move, it should start taking out some of those levels. It just popped to 16,008. Not a huge move, but if it does start taking out those levels up there, then there's a good chance it can take out that 19,280. And then if it can take that out, then we can see a little bit of a rally. I was thinking we would see a rally into early January, just a little relief rally. That's not what's happening. We saw price bounce down, and now this is the area where I'm really looking at possible support. So I don't have a lot to really talk about beyond that. However, this would be the area to keep an eye on. So if that's going to actually find support, then that's what I will look for. And let's see if I look at this, that puts us at support around 15,549, 15,855. So 15,549, 15,855. That's where support is. If it breaks 15,549, then it can start to get a little weaker. However, it is in that support zone all the way down to 14,377. So that's the support zone. There's a good section right here. So if it stays above 16,000, watch those two levels. And then if it takes both of those out, 19,280, I think would be that next area of resistance the price is going to try to push above. So right now it is corrective down, in my opinion. We'll have to kind of wait and see, but it does look like it does want to move higher. And then that next question is, is this entire move kind of linked to each other? Is it not? And then we'll have to see how it moves up and what it does from there. If I want to get excited about it. But that's what I'm looking for right now. And if those levels get taken out, I will be very interested. So next, let's go to Ethereum. So Ethereum is very similar to the Bitcoin chart. If I zoom in like I am right now, which is pretty convenient. I think that this move up here needs a partner. So this move down, I think, is an easy ABC. This move up obviously was corrective, and now we're getting this move down. So it kind of is looking to me like you had this move down, and this could be an A, a B, and a C, which is similar to what Bitcoin is, and that's why I want it to take out some levels, because Ethereum is going to be a little bit stronger than Bitcoin. And I'm keeping an eye on 14,049. 1,449 is what I meant to say. Keeping an eye on that level, because if price does start to move up, it's going to start taking out some other levels. 1,188, 1,259. So it's going to start taking out some levels, those two in particular. 1,300. So taking that out would be good. And then that 1449, taking that out is what I'm really looking for. However, when it does take it out, if and when it does, this is the next resistance right up here. Anywhere from like 1850 to 2000 is pretty decent resistance. Can it go a little higher? Yeah. 2200, maybe close to 2400. But I wouldn't think it would go that much higher from there. I would think it would, pop up and maybe do so in an ugly fashion, come up into this region, and then from there it can go lower. It can come down and find support and keep pushing and just be ugly and come up a little bit and give us that early January rally that I was thinking last video. And now it's kind of, can it happen? It can, maybe it doesn't. Kind of have to wait and see. There's a lot of events hanging over crypto right now. The FTX event. There's a lot of other projects that are affected. So it's not just FTX. There's a lot of other projects affected. Some people had money tied up into the platform. Some people had invested in the platform. Some people who invested in that platform or invested in other platforms. So there's a lot of collateral, and you kind of have to wait and see what's going to come out of it. But I think that's mostly now people's perception rather than things that can transpire. So that's what I'm thinking, and that's why I'm looking for a little bit of a rally here. And where does it go? That's the real question. So now let's go to Cardano, and Cardano broke that 32-cent level. That 32-cent level I was watching very, very closely, and it did take it out. Over here it dropped below a little bit and popped up, came down, popped up. Now that it took it out, it's holding below, but it's trying to buy up into it. So that is something that's is it going to actually break down or not? That 32-cent level is going to be very important, just like it was support on the downside. It's going to be an interesting resistance level on the upside. So that 32-cent level, keep a very close eye on that. 32 cents and 34 cents, I'll call it. So 32, 34, that's going to be important. And then if those two do get taken out to the upside, 38.5 cents, and then 44 after that. So those are going to be the important levels right now on Cardano. And if it does take out 44 cents, I would really think it would go over maybe 50, 60, maybe a little higher. I don't know if Cardano has that potential in it right now. But if it was to take out those levels, especially that 32-cent level, it can start to turn into something. But it definitely has to take out that 44-cent level as well if it's going to actually start to do something. Right now I'm thinking a couple different things, but you had this channel right here kind of work out, and then this one kind of took over support, which would be a waning momentum to the downside. So we kind of have to wait and see what actually does happen with this price here. But it's looking okay if it takes out that 32-cent level, followed by 33.5 cents. That would look pretty decent. And then we could get a continued rally off of that. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for, looking for. Does that happen? Does it not? If it's going to continue lower, we have quite a bit of levels on the downside here. I have 22.5 cents, 23 cents. That can definitely be a level. And breaking this 31-cent level decisively, which would, be a couple daily closes below it. Don't know how that was a tongue twister, but whatever. So a couple daily closes below 31 cents would show a lot of weakness. And then, like I said, we have that 22.5 cent level. I have lines down here, but I'm not really going to look at them right now because it needs to break decisively this level, and it hasn't yet. It found support here, it found support there. So I'm kind of thinking that it's going to end up supporting, but then what does that support look like? I'm really just waiting for that. Like I said, I'm going on vacation tomorrow, should be back next week. So, we'll see if anything comes of it. I'm not really placing any trades while I'm traveling, just because the market's a little fickle and it really just doesn't matter. We've had some really good trades, so I'm just kind of waiting on things to settle down and, really just go from there. I have a lot of trades in the futures market. That's what I do personally. And, I trade crypto every now and then. But that's where my bread and butter's at. But every single market is the same as every other market. It's just, price action. So anyway, that is what I have on Cardano. I don't have anything more concrete, but maybe next week something happens and then, I can have a little bit more of a concrete analysis from there. So let's go to Matic. And Matic is interesting because Matic has not come down to that purple box. I drew that purple box a little while ago, and we had this move up here, kind of chop, and we had this push up only to run lower, and it basically supported in that same region that it popped over here. So this level right here, 77.6 cents and 81 cents. Those are two levels right now to look at in Matic. You're having this little push up here. I don't think this is going to be the move to go to new highs. I really don't see that. I kind of think that we're going to eventually, maybe it pushes up into this region here. Maybe it fails before it can get over 97. I don't really have a lot of faith in Matic at the moment, so I'm just waiting on things. If it would have come back down here, that would have been interesting to see, and I would have been looking at maybe a long, but that's not what happened. It's just kind of there. So I'm not really trying to make a trade on it, just kind of watching it, waiting for anything to happen. So Matic is kind of just there. There's not a lot to talk about. I think this move here and this move here, that was the pattern. So now I'm thinking that getting a move here and then another move down makes sense, but I don't know how that would happen with the overall market. So just waiting on things, and we'll see what happens. Next is Solana. Solana is moving down, which is what I wanted to see. I really thought it would get below $10, and that's where it's headed at the moment. So really just waiting on things. I have a level down here at 8.67, which is interesting that it's pushing towards that. So want to see how that is going to happen, and price should stay below 13.55 on its way below 10. Above 13.55, and we're going to start to see something different. Let me zoom in here real quick. Let's see. 13.56. So if you want the exact level, it's 13.56. Price should stay below 13.56 on its way below 10, and maybe down to $8.50. So that's what I'm looking at for Solana. If you look at it, the larger term chart, I know I haven't really looked at these much, but But this move here is looking okay. And it looks like, this move here and then this move here is the partner of it. So can it move down a little more? Of course. And right now it is looking a little bit weak. Let me zoom in again. So that's really my thought right now. Above 1356, and it could have a little rally up to 20. If it were to get over that $25 level, then maybe it does come up a little bit more. But Solana, it just looks super weak, and I really wouldn't think it would have a rally like that. I'm really thinking it moves below 10, but it is close enough to 10 where we can almost call it on the downside. So, I'm not trying to buy it here. This would definitely be catching a falling knife. That would analogy would definitely apply. But kind of just watching things to see what's going to happen. Keep an eye on that 1356 level, because if anything does happen, price gets above that, it can definitely do something different. But right now it's looking good, and it's moving lower. So let's go to Binance. And Binance is very choppy, to say the least. So we had this move up here, which is perfect. It hit this area, which was very nice. And now it's starting to come down a little bit. So let's see. So this is going to be our range right now for Binance. This 229 to 265 is going to be a possible support. However, if it's going to be support, I really would need to see Binance push up and then come back down, and that would be the only scenario where I would want to get long Binance. Right now it's kind of just there. I'm not really looking to place a trade at the moment, but this does look like it's going to be supportive, but it also looks very ugly. So I'm just kind of waiting on things to see what would play out. However, this would be the support zone if it's going to find support. But this move down is fairly ugly. This move up was really nice, but just waiting and watching to see what's going to play out here. If it were to come up a little and then come back down, that's where I would want to get long. And right now just kind of watching it to see what it can do. Can this turn into a long? Yes, it can, and it would find resistance up here most likely. So really just kind of watching. But this move down, if it's going to start taking some areas out, 263 and 275, those would be two levels I would keep an eye on. If it takes that out, then I would expect to move over 300, maybe 320, 345, something like that. And then maybe some resistance on that. So that's kind of what I'm keeping an eye on at the moment. Might be an interesting trade on Binance shortly if some scenarios do play out like that. It starts taking out some levels. Next, let's go to XRP. And XRP is, XRP. It's been ugly. It trades really ugly. It just hasn't really done much. And you can see, this move down here. You got this pop here. And it was interesting because as the market popped, a lot of people started getting interested in XRP, talking about XRP. It's going over $1, get long now, blah, blah, blah. And then everybody got stopped out. That's kind of how the market works. FOMO is a thing, and it can really not be good if you let it take control of your thought process. What is XRP doing now? I was thinking this move was going to get a little bit weaker, but it hasn't been. It's been showing signs of support. So right now, I would say over 32 cents here. Let's look at it, 32.14. So over 32.14 cents, this thing can find support. And where would support take us to? Right now, that 45-cent level is going to be pretty decent resistance. 44 to 45 cents. Going to be a decent resistance. If price does push up from here, it is possible around that 52 to 58 cent mark. That's a possibility. Just because this leg here, getting a partner over here, that would be kind of interesting. However, this move down is a little strong. If it was a little bit, maybe it supported in here, it would be a decent trade. But coming down as much as it has, it's definitely a little bit suspect. And that's why I'm thinking that 44, 45 cent range is going to be strong resistance, if it can even make it up there. So that's kind of what I'm thinking right now with XRP. I'm not trading XRP. I don't really trade XRP that much anyway. I know I've talked about that a lot, that I really just don't trade XRP that much. And that's just because there's so much fundamental stuff happening. They're in a lawsuit, this and that, yada yada. But that's why I stay away from XRP. If it drops down here, I'll probably buy a little bit. And it is what it is. So anyway, those are my thoughts right now. I don't have a lot of clear consensus on what I'm thinking price is going to do, but I am watching some levels to see if they break, do they not break, and then where price can actually go. And we'll see what happens. But this week I think is going to be very important to see where price can go, to see where it can go over the next month. So that's the way I'm viewing it. So if you enjoyed this video, appreciate if you'd hit the like button, hit the notification bell so you can hear any future videos. If you have any other analysis than what I have, feel free to throw them in the comment section below. That's totally fine. It's not about having the best analysis. It's about taking the best trade setups, because that's what it's about. I've never really considered myself an analyst because it doesn't matter. Really take your trade setups. As long as you're making money, that's great. That's what the goal is. So, anything different, I appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you around the crypto markets. Take care. And happy Thanksgiving.